You're watching 12 WKRC TV, a new generation of news. 12 News at 6 starts now.
This evening, our 12 on Tour takes us to the village of Montgomery. Its namesake town is in New York. Families sold their farms and possessions in 1795 and they moved west. They settled at a location near the present site of Bethesda North Hospital and named it Montgomery for the town they left behind. Communities in the northeast corridor of Hamilton County have boomed over the last 30 years.
What were once cornfields have become subdivisions, condos, upscale developments surrounding golf courses. Montgomery is one of the few communities that holds on to its historic character. And according to 12 News reporter Dan Hurley, that's the result of a lot of hard work over the last 30 years.
This church looked awful in the 1950s.
Mary O'Driscoll remembers clearly the reaction of her husband and his friends when a group of women picketed back in 1970 to save Montgomery's Universalist Church.
And they were saying, there's those hysterical ladies, you know, trying to walk. They were walking up and down in front of the manse trying to say that. He says, that's my wife.
Today, the church serves as the anchor of Montgomery's thriving historic district. When members fired the bricks back in 1837 in their own home ovens, they left imprints of their house keys.
And we figure that they're just the keys of the house keys, you know, like when you put your name into cement.
The interesting thing about Montgomery is that they're not fancy mansions. They're just ordinary 19th century village buildings.
Driving through Montgomery, you won't see any Victorian mansions. But when you walk along the sidewalks, you can't miss the key to this booming community's distinctive modern character. Its 31 landmark buildings, each proudly identified by a plaque. In surviving 19th century black and white photos, Montgomery looks quaint, but by the mid-1950s, the business district was actually an ugly strip cluttered with signage. Today, the same stretch of Montgomery Road is thriving and dignified. The secrets of Montgomery's success? First, new construction like this expansion of the Montgomery Inn must conform to established design standards. And second, Montgomery does not try to turn its landmark buildings into museums.
That's not preservation in Montgomery. What preservation is all about is using our 19th century buildings. We hope in the commercial district there'll be some viable commercial purpose, but that's what has been the success and probably the difference in Montgomery.
Dan Hurley, 12 News.
Now, besides the grassroots movement, the success of preservation in Montgomery has largely been the result of the backing since the 1973 of the city government. In fact, Mary Lou Rose says that the first thing any new candidate has to prove is their support for preservation.